Hello everybody, my name is 711 and welcome to the Pokemon Battle Association Week 1 battle, your Pittsburgh Thunderbolts against Leo and the Mexico City Wallbreakers. So this this battle had a couple interesting events leading up to this battle. I know that Leo is a really good battler, exceptionally good battler, good strategist, and very good drafter. As you can see, he has Tapu Koko and Halucha, along with Charizard X, and so he has a lot of great offense on his team, as well as some bulk, and so really interesting there. And so I knew that in order to have any chance of beating him, I needed to prep very well. So I actually built a team on my laptop at home. Wasn't really feeling it all that well, and then I built a second team on my computer at work, and then I emailed that second team back here, and I was trying to decide which team I liked better. I liked the first one better, but then there are some aspects to the second team that I ultimately should have moved over. And throughout all of this, Weavile somehow does not have Icicle Crash. And as you can see, Leo has 3 flying types. One of them loses flying, but either way, Icicle Crash looks really solid against Leo. You know, without Icicle Crash, I am severely under-prepped for Shaman. Most of the Shamans that I've ever battled against were either a Scarf set or some sort of rest and then switch out because of Natural Cure. But not particularly bulky Shaman have I ever come across, because grass types just in and of themselves have 5 weaknesses: fire, ice, flying, bug, and poison. And so there really aren't that many bulky grass types out there aside from Mega Venusaur and Ferrothorn and Ferroseed. And so with that much being said, Shaman is going to be a lot of difficulty for me if I were to win this. Next, I do have Katara. I have max defense, flame orb, marvel scale, because it walls Halucha and it walls Mega Charizard X. I have Chompasaurus Rex with which is also max defense, impish, stealth rock, and poison jab. That does hit Shaman for super effective damage, but I'm not invested in attack, and this Shaman does turn out to be like max defense with Leech Seed, so that is exceptionally annoying. Next, we do have Tai Lung, the Zeraora. I'm not going to give away a whole lot about each of these guys' sets, not, no real specifics, but I am forced to run Jolly this week because of Tapu Koko. I have Delmise this week, and Delmise, as I said in the team builder, that, well, not the team builder, the draft recap, that Delmise is running a Choice Scarf set this week with Switcheroo to help hopefully cripple one of his walls. And so that's the set I brought. I could Switcheroo, the Scarf, and then Rapid Spin. So that's an interesting set. And finally, I have Bronson, max HP, max defense, bold with a setup type of moveset. So let's get into this battle. I lead with Deadweight as he leads with Tapu Koko. He decides to U-turn out, and I'm gonna go on slow here. So this does make it look like this Tapu Koko is choiced in some manner. I switch into Katara just in case there was an ice move, and it gives me the opportunity to activate my Flame Orb. So there's no knockoff, there's no toxic, very nice. I decide to Toxic whatever comes in. Happens to be Shaman, so that's nice. I do go into Deadweight here, and I do see the Leech Seed, and so I'm pretty glad about that. Not sure what this Shaman set is just yet. So there's the Air Slash, and I do get flinched here, and that is exceptionally annoying because now that's like free 36% health that's just gone. So I do click Rapid Spin here. I really should have Switcherooed because that would have hurt Feminist a lot. So I go into Katari here as Feminist U-turns, and that gives him a great opportunity to go into Tapu Koko. And at this point, I cannot stay in, and he's free to fire off Dazzling Gleams, and that's exactly what he does. Nothing on my team really wants to take 2 Dazzling Gleams, and so down goes Deadweight fairly early in the game. Next, I bring in Tai Lung, and I pull a double into Bronson as he hard swaps into Sonic. And so he goes for Leech Seed. I still don't know all the specifics to Sonic's moveset. I decided to click Calm Mind here and see what I can do here. Now this is really interesting right here because I went for Charge Beam here. I thought that he was going to go into Mandibuzz to either click Knockoff or click Taunt or something like that. But he actually said in the chat here in the battle that he misclicked and Seismitoad came out already, but it ended up saving him. Since he said that it saved him, I guess I made the right prediction going for Charge Beam, and Leo made a misclick that saved him. So, okay, he got that, and then he also got that flinch from Delmise. So I go for Photon Geyser. This Photon Geyser is going to be on the special side, not the physical side. So he goes for Knockoff on the Seismitoad. That's kind of annoying because I lose my leftovers and I'm losing health from Leech Seed. So Stealth Rock is reenacted after the Rapid Spin from earlier. Chomposaurus Rex, I set my rocks, and I decided to go for Poison Jab just to see if I could poison this Feminist, and she goes for U-turn out into Sonic. Like I said before, this is a max defense Shaman, and so he's able to Leech Seed stall me. Look, that Poison Jab only did 37%, and now he goes for Synthesis. So this is a losing battle with Leech Seed and Synthesis combination, which is healing more than my Poison Jabs. So that's really annoying for me. I switch out into Night Thief thinking that I have Icicle Crash, but I actually don't. And so this is like a really great opportunity for me to click Icicle Crash, because what comes in on an Icicle Crash, you know what I'm saying? Especially with Life Orb recoil. Well, not that it's recoil, but Life Orb boosted, I should say. So I actually switch and I go into Katara as Feminist hard swaps out into Seismitoad. And so this is getting kind of interesting here. I decided to go for the Dragon Tail, hoping that Tapu Koko would not come in, and right back into Seismitoad. So that was a very, very productive turn. Yes, indeed. We need more of those. So it goes right back out into Shaman. I click Recover just so that Katara is nice and healthy. And I think that Shaman goes for the Leech Seed now. Chomposaurus Rex really isn't doing a whole lot more in this battle, unfortunately. So I figured that I can just keep doing damage if I can. So Seed Flare, I actually live, but Leech Seed's going to take me out anyway. So I do get one more Poison Jab off before going down. This is now a 6-4 deficit battle as of right now. So here's a close combat that does 27%, and he's in range of another close combat. So I decide to stay in and click another close combat, but actually Seismitoad comes in and this straight knocks him out, which I was very surprised about. I was pretty shocked about, and I'm pretty excited now because Tai Lung can go for Volt Switches pretty freely. There's no more ground types. So I swap and I go into Bronson here as Tapu Koko goes out into Sonic. I'm not quite sure what all that was about. This battle happened a few days ago at this point. So I click Charge Beam here. I'm in the electric terrain. I get a special attack boost. Things are looking a little better for me now. Here's the Leech Seed, and Photon Geyser is actually going to critical hit the Shaman and goes down. That crit mattered because if it weren't for that critical hit, Shaman would be able to stall out the rest of my team. Let me say that again. Shaman would be able to stall out the rest of my team. There's just too much Leech Seed, and Bronson is not getting any more health back. Bronson would have gone down. Weavile would not be able to take out Sonic, and then because Zeraora is maximum offense on the physical side, and then Shaman is max defense, that wouldn't work, and then Milotic against the world, this Shaman would still be alive if it weren't for that critical hit. So I got one there. And so Leo decides to pop the Electric Seed, and here comes an Acrobatics, and I actually live. I'm flabbergasted. I am shocked. I am appalled. I am in disbelief. I am still in disbelief. But I get to knock that out too. So, just a few turns ago, I was losing 6-4, and now I'm winning 4-3. So that is pretty hype. That is absolute hype. Now, Leo is very, very smart in this situation. He understands that in order to win this battle, he has to set up with Charizard in the long run at some point. And so he brings in Mandibuzz just so that he can defog, sacrificing the Mandibuzz in the process. That gives Charizard a much greater longevity, and so down goes Feminist, and then anything is able to just take out Bronson right here. So he does go into Tapu Koko, he does U-turn. This Tapu Koko is still acting like he is choiced. Choice Scarf would make some sense in this case. And here is Lizardon, the Mega Charizard X. So I bring in Katara. That is the situation I wanted, and I click Toxic. Perfect for me. I mean, I suppose a Scald Burn would have been a little better, but it's all fine. So I go into Tai Lung here, hoping to catch a Thunderbolt with my Volt Absorb, but he goes for Dazzling Gleam. Very, very smart. And just in case Tapu Koko is Scarfed, it would take out Tai Lung, and it would probably take out Weavile. Weavile is currently sitting at 65% health. Probably doesn't want to take a Dazzling Gleam from a Tapu Koko. So I have no other option but to go into Katara. So he U-turns here, and I know it's not Scarf now. That makes me so much happier. So much happier. So Katara is in here against Lizardon. This is the matchup that I want. So Dragon Claw, and there's a Scald. That Dragon Claw is a critical hit. Does not take out Katara, and I have enough health to recover here. I really do have enough health to recover here. So I click Recover, and Lizardon is not in a great situation here. Goes for Dragon Claw, and I Dragon Tail him out just in case he wants to set up more Dragon Tails. I'm sorry, more Dragon Dances. So I do click Dragon Tail. I'm just gonna let Katara go down here as he goes for Dazzling Gleam, and I live again. And there's a Scald, and the Toxic is going to take out Tapu Koko. Katara goes down to Burn, so both Pokemon, both combatants, go down to their own status ailments. So that is something you don't see every day. So close combat is my strongest move against Lizardon, and I go down to my own life orb. So that's unfortunate. Here is a roost, and so that is really annoying. So it just comes down to Night Thief against Lizardon. Who is going to win? Mega Charizard does have some bulk in it, and so that is not looking good for me. And so ultimately what my best option is actually to click Fake Out in the hopes that puts Lizardon in range of a low kick or knockoff. It doesn't look like it will, but I get a critical hit, and that is exactly what I needed. That does put Charizard in range of a knockoff, and I win the first week of the PBA 1-0. Wow, what a game. So going back to I just want to go back to three different turns here. I think turn 21, that was whenever I was in the opportune spot to click Icicle Crash and really hurt Leo's team. If I knocked out the Mandibuzz at this point, then the rocks would be there to stay, and Charizard would have been at a much more difficult situation, and that really would have helped me out in the long run. But that was very unfortunate for me that I didn't have Icicle Crash. Jump ahead to I think turn 30. That was the turn whenever I clicked Photon Geyser and I landed the critical hit. That was kind of interesting because, like I said, Shaman would still be alive today because Weavile doesn't hit hard enough with just Ice Shard or Low Kick or Knockoff. Zeraora, again, physical. Bronson is not hitting hard enough, and then it would be Milotic against the Grass type. So there's that interesting play. You know, I can even talk about this play whenever I somehow lived the acrobatics and Photon Geyser were just able to knock it out. That was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then just a few turns later was whenever whenever Katara somehow lived this Dazzling Gleam. Somehow lived this Dazzling Gleam. That is absolutely amazing. So yeah, those are basically the turns that allowed me to beat Leo the first week. Yes, it was hacks. Yes, there was hacks on both sides, but definitely in week 1, I had the upper hand of the hacks this week. So yeah, I win 1-0. And there were 2 suicide deaths in this battle. Tai Lung went down to its own life orb, and Katara went down to her own burn. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, then like this video, comment on this video, share it with your friends, and click subscribe if you haven't already. And on that note guys, I will see you all later. Peace.